Welcome to CBN4's Primetime News. I am Sheena Harry. The Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force is currently carrying out investigations into the discovery of 2 dead bodies in 2 separate incidents. Rafael Daru, male, 54, of Gullet River in the Kalinago territory, and Sylvester Prosper, male, 63, of Fokole, were both discovered dead this week.
Was fished out of the sea in an area known as the Zuma Beach about 10:30 a.m. on Wednesday, the 20th of January 2016. He was reported missing about 9 a.m. that morning. The scene was processed by the Crime Scenes Unit of the Criminal Investigations Department. Daru was transported to the Casabruce Health Center, where he was officially pronounced dead by a medical doctor. A coroner's inquest will be convened. Investigations are ongoing. The police department extends deepest condolences to the family and friends of the late Rafael Daru, male, 54 years old, of Gullet River in the Kalinago territory.
Daru was transported to the Casabruce Health Center, where he was officially pronounced dead by a medical doctor. A coroner's inquest will be convened. Meanwhile, Sergeant John Baptist also reported that Prosper's partly decomposed body was discovered inside of his house at Fokole about 6:45 p.m. on Tuesday, 19th January 2016. The scene where both men were discovered was processed by the Crime Scenes Unit of the Criminal Investigations Department, and investigations are ongoing. As investigations continue into the murder of a Brazilian national, Rose Wyatt, who resided in Calibishi, a 17-year-old has been charged with the crime. According to Police Public Relations Officer Sergeant Pelham John Baptist, a charge of murder was preferred against a male juvenile from the community of Woodford Hill. Rose Wyatt, who was the owner of Sunrise Gardens located in Calibishi, was found dead on Sunday. Her body was found lying in a footpath which leads to Hodges Beach in an area located between Calibishi and Woodford Hill. Investigations into the murder continue. Also in the news, tonight's Mass Camp Calypso tent will feature the all-mass theme, and organizers are urging the public to make an effort to dress according to that theme. And this is according to Mass Camp's Public Relations Officer Cecil Moses, who said their weekly Calypso tents keep getting better and better.
We want folks to come out and really have a good time. If you got your sensei, walk with it. You know, come out to play carnival, come out to enjoy yourself. Bring your whistles. Okay? We are going to have a fun time as we always do at Mass Camp. We're taking it straight, you know, into giving you a taste of what carnival is going to be all about, especially our Juve and such.
Moses said tonight's tent will feature renowned calypsonian out of Barbados, Anthony "Mighty Gabi" Carter, in addition to the spectacular performances from the various local calypsonians from Mass Camp, many of whom will be performing at the Calypso semi-finals. According to Mass Camp's Public Relations Officer, their 2 tents thus far have been receiving many positive reviews from patrons who have been attending. Tonight's event begins at 8 o'clock at the Harlem Plaza. And renowned calypsonian from Barbados, Anthony "Mighty Gabi" Carter, promises patrons attending the Mass Camp tent this evening a show to remember when he graces the stage.
So this is my first time to be in a tent, my first time to really touch the people like in that manner, and I'm excited, I'm grateful, to Dominica for playing my music so many years. Songs like Jack and Boots and Hit It and Dr. Cassandra and Gimme Soca and, you know, it's amazing how these songs have stood the test of time. I had a great run in Barbados. I won 9 times. My friend Plastic Bag won 10 times. But I also wrote several other songs for other artists.
Carter said so far he has written for 126 other artists in Barbados, which is gratifying to him. Some of the artists include Alison Hines, Biggie Irie, and Grinder. According to Carter, it is said that in Barbados, it's not who Gabi wrote for, it's who he didn't write for. The Calypsonian said he is thankful for being contacted by Dr. Valda Henry to perform at Mass Camp. His Excellency Charles A. Savre, President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, left the state yesterday for an appointment with His Holiness Pope Francis, which is scheduled for Friday, 22nd January 2016 at 10 a.m. The visit is expected to take place at the Apostolic Palace in the Vatican City. On that same day, His Excellency is also scheduled to meet with Archbishop Pietro Parolin, Secretary of State of His Holiness, and the Italian Minister for Foreign Affairs. His Excellency was accompanied by Mrs. Clara Josephine Savre, wife of the President, His Excellency Edward Lambert, Ambassador of the Commonwealth of Dominica to the Holy See, and the Right Honourable Baroness Patricia Scotland, Secretary General Designate of the Commonwealth of Nations, among others. Mr. Conrad A. McIntyre has been designated to act in the office of the President during the absence of His Excellency. Also in the headlines, during the carnival season, nobody has the time or the energy to go home to cook, and nobody usually wants to. Food handlers and vendors are therefore key players in the success of the carnival season. Clara Charles, Environmental Health Officer with the Ministry of Health, urges food handlers and vendors to take the necessary precautions to protect their customers.
Should have a valid food handler's permit or ID prominently displayed at all times. Food handlers should have clean clothing. The head should be covered, and they should not be wearing jewelry while handling food. Aprons and gloves should also be clean. Vendors should have facilities that supply clean potable water in addition to liquid antibacterial soap, hand-drying paper towels, and a covered waste receptacle. Vendors should also use separate utensils for handling food products, especially when barbecuing food items, to prevent cross-contamination of the food product.
Charles also urged that vendors control the temperature of foods and maintain a clean workspace to prevent foodborne illnesses. In other stories, Education Minister Peter Saint-Jean has revealed that an assessment report on the safety of the Coolibistry Primary School is complete. The school, which was severely affected by Tropical Storm Erica, is now temporarily closed, with the teachers, students, and principal being accommodated at the Salisbury Primary School. Saint-Jean stated, "The assessment has been done. It has not reached my desk as yet, but the assessment has been done." Saint-Jean continued that the ministry engaged Vivian Trotter, who has also done assessments for the Colliho, Pishlin schools, as well as a number of other schools around the island.
Anticipate that within the coming weeks, the information will be disseminated to the media, and in fact, I can go one step further to advise that work will commence soon at some of these schools.
Saint-Jean further indicated that the assessment report submitted will advise the ministry as to how to proceed with those works.
The works to be done at Salisbury was to ensure that the students of Coolibistry could be accommodated. But like I said, the report will advise us whether we proceed with Coolibistry or proceed with the works at Salisbury.
The time has come where enough is enough, says the Roseau Anti-Litter Committee, who is taking drastic measures in an effort to rid the city of the growing litter issue. Public Relations Officer of the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation, Geno Jacob, says, "We continue to sell Dominica as a premier destination globally, and we simply cannot afford to allow a small percentage of individuals to deface the environment."
Roseau Falls is an important city, a historic city, and we have a river almost enclosing Roseau, like this important river. And for us, it's important that if we can control the volume of littering in the city, for us there will be a spillover effect. If you come from Marigot, you come from Granby, from the east, from the west, and you litter in Roseau, we capture you and we can take you to court, get you to pay a ticket at the courts. Then it will have a spillover effect. You will return to your community, and then you will be able to spread this message and say, hey, I cannot go to Roseau to litter, so I cannot litter my environment also.
Jacob says an anti-littering campaign, which was launched on Wednesday at the Convent High School, will focus on curbing the littering issue in the Bath Road area, which has been deemed to be a growing concern. According to Jacob, anyone found littering the city will be fined for the illegal practice. And lastly, in local news, information reaching CBN4 News from credible sources is that the individual responsible for a break-in at the State House has been sentenced. Chester Jacob appeared in court today and was sentenced to 6 months of hard labor. Jacob was arrested in December when surveillance cameras caught him jumping over the northern gate and entering a conference room. We'll bring you more information in a subsequent newscast. Former assistant coach of the national women's football team, Albert Titt, is unsatisfied with the level of unprofessionalism within the Dominica Football Association. Titt is also questioning the decisions of the DFA to sack the entire coaching staff of the women's national team, although the president, Glenn Etienne, admitted that the coaching staff performed to the best of their abilities. The Dominica national women's team finished second in last year's Women's Windward Island tournament. The former assistant coach said that none of the members of the coaching staff were called to a meeting to discuss the situation.
I have a problem with the whole situation because I think the president could be more professional in what he did. He had never called us to a meeting to discuss the situation. I only heard about these things over the air, and it's a sad situation because at the end of the day, we did well in what we do, and I personally have no issue in the FA sacking me, but at least you can call me up to a meeting, tell me what is the issue, even write us a letter. We could be more professional. We are young people and we have a future, okay? You don't try to destroy people's lives like this, okay? We have to be more professional in what we do. And I'm personally challenging the president. The public needs to know what is the reason or why did you fire the coaching staff of the national women's team.
Titt also wants answers from the technical director on the reason for the sacking.
Also, I would love to see the report of the technical director, because when you're in training camp, the technical director is supposed to be overlooking everything that the coaches is doing and overlooking the whole situation. So it's important also to meet the technical director, and he also have to give a reason why did he sack the coaches. I mean, those things are very important. At the end of the day, football is about fair play, and we preach about those things. So you in the association, you have to be fair too. And you have to be professional in what you do.
CBN4's sports team will be looking to bring much more details on the sacking of the entire coaching staff of the women's national football team by the DFA. And still with football, 43 players have been selected by the Dominica Football Association to begin preparations for the upcoming Caribbean Football Union Caribbean Cup. A number of new faces have been selected for trial, while a few of the familiar faces haven't been selected for trial. Andres Joseph is one of the new faces called up for training with the senior men's team. Joseph, who was recently selected by the Caribbean Football Union to participate in an international tournament, said it's a good enough timing on his selection and hopes to gain experience from the technical team and also from the coaching team.
I think that I can get some good experience from the national team's technical team, from the coaching staff, and I think that they can really push me forward in terms of experience, in terms of at a national level, a senior national level. I think that over the times I've been playing, that I guess my performances have shown, and the coaches have seen it, and they really want to implement me into their system. I think that if I work hard enough, that I can make the team, and I will be willing to learn, and I'll be ready and prepared to do what has to be done for Dominica, for the national team.
Both the Premier and the Division 1 leagues. Reigning champions Trinidad and Tobago Red Force have stormed their way into the final of the regional Super 50 competition by producing a clinical bowling performance to whip off the Guyana Jaguars by 54 runs in the semi-final last night. In a repeat of last year's final, Red Force raised a competitive 259 for 9 off their 50 overs and then used their spin attack on a turning Queen's Park Oval track to bundle out Jaguars for a disappointing 205 off 48.3 overs. Left-hander Darren Bravo missed out on a 6th regional one-day 100 when he fell for 95, while West Indies teammate Dinesh Ramdin weighed in with an attacking 43 off 44 balls, and Hyon Otley a well-played 33 off 62 deliveries. Jaguars suffered from a sluggish start before losing wickets steadily as the Red Force spinners crippled the innings. Wicketkeeper Anthony Bramble top-scored with 51, while Paul Wintz struck 26. Chris Branwell got 22, and Captain Leon Johnson and opener Vishal Singh both scored 20. Red Force now awaits their opponents for the finals. On behalf of our entire news team, thanks for watching CBN4's Primetime News. I am your presenter, Sheena Harry.